Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world at the moment. I've got a beautiful guest today, Tjoni Johansen, who is living in Luxor in Egypt. I really enjoy speaking with Tjoni. She's got a lot going on over there, and she's building a community. Spirit of business, as you can see. There's so much happening over in Egypt at the minute, and it's great to connect with Tjoni. The community she's building is a very spiritual community filled with lots of variations, people coming from different angles in order to create this wave of light over in Egypt and to spread it outwards globally. So it really is a pleasure to invite Tjoni on. Just a quick note also, one of the reasons we connect is because we will be hosting a retreat in Egypt in April. Well, it'll be a gathering as well as part retreat, part gathering of light. So I think I'm just going to bring Tjoni on because then we can go for it from there. But thanks for joining us, everybody. And welcome to MenorcaConsciousnessGroup and Intuitive Readings from Spirit of Business with Tjoni Johansen. We're just going to go with the flow here. Tjoni.
Hello, MenorcaConsciousnessGroup. Good afternoon.
Hello. What time is it there? Is it just? Will it be after 12 now?
Yeah, it's just after 12. Just after 12. So it's Friday, so we have the morning prayer. So I don't know if you can still hear it, but the call is coming from the mosque at the moment. So
just slightly, but it's not interfering. It's not. I wonder what it was.
Yeah.
So
that's our Friday morning.
12:25 where you are, 11:25 here in the Czech Republic, and 10:25 in the UK.
Okay, beautiful.
So all these different time zones. It's amazing, isn't it?
Well, this is the fabulousness of technology. It's such a beautiful tool.
If you can, Tjoni, we can dive straight into this if you like. Please tell us what you're doing over there, just so people, just a quick version of.
What am I doing? I've got no idea. We got thrown in the deep end. What seems to be emerging through me and through a growing collective of people is when we got here 4 years ago, there was hardly any foreigners here because during COVID, everybody had sort of been, pushed out. But over the last sort of 2.5 years, we've had a growing community, and it just started as 5 or 6 friends just wanting a central hub of communication to connect with each other, all foreign women. And that has organically grown. We're now at about 105 women, and about 25 to 30% of them are very active in the local community.
Right.
So there's a lot growing with that. And there's sort of 2 main pillars at the moment. So the pillar that I'm really holding is more of the foreign women that are living here. And you mentioned the spirituality. It's actually a lot of things. It's really a collective community of people working through wellness, creativity, spirituality, regeneration, collaborative business. So there's really a lot happening. So I'm working a lot with the women and really generating ways that we can communicate and collaborate and generate businesses outside of Egypt, because it's quite difficult and expensive to start businesses within Egypt. So our structures are outside, but then we're able to bring wealth in that's helping to support the local community. And another lady, I'm not going to mention her name right now, but she's been here for a few years, and she's been working more on the ground with the women close by and the children, and she's created a school and enabling the women to teach each other all the local handcrafts like beading and sewing and embroidery and crochet. And so they're building up really from the ground all these beautiful products. And so she's really acting as an enabler, and she's very good with more of the the official legal business structures. And, you know, all of this is just coming out of the earth. None of us came here with the decision to make any business here.
Yeah.
Everything is just sort of emerging organically. So it's a really incredible sort of interplay of skills and passions and connections. So yeah, and so with that, my own processes and gifts are sort of coming out of that, and spirit of business is probably the main one that I'm focusing on.
Yeah, amazing stuff. And
Yeah.
you mentioned wellness, because I get the impression, a strong impression, that healing is becoming a very big aspect of that space. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you say healing, there's a lot of aspects to that. I like to keep a very holistic approach to healing, and so, you know, to me, there's a lot of education in that around physical well-being for a start. So I wrote the Detoxify book to help people cleanse themselves through herbs and supplements and food and health practices and subconscious reprogramming as well.
Yeah.
And there's also the aspect of community that's so important for our health. There's, you know, being outside, having that lifestyle that enables us to be in connection with the earth. Then there is more of the you know, the sound healing and the energy healing and those kind of aspects as well. So to me, the well-being, really, it needs to encompass all of those things, and it needs to include the business aspect. You know, I don't think it's a healthy thing working 9 to 5 for 30 or 40 or 50, whatever it is, hours a week, doing something that's not in alignment. And so this to me is why helping to enable businesses is so important, because people can work smarter and not harder, and really do what they're put on the planet to do. And, you know, every single role has somebody that fits it perfectly. You know, and so being able to work more in that collaborative business way enables that as well. And just being more aware of our environment and what's in it and what we're surrounding ourselves with in our homes. You know, there's a lot of different aspects to that, definitely.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because when I say it, I mean, you can't now just say the word spirituality or healing, because it is so broad and vast at the minute. There's so many different facets and aspects. I use that more as a center point of that. You know, it's like an overall umbrella, and underneath that umbrella is all these amazing healing, spiritual, and in your word, holistic. It's more, I think, is holistic. And then there's those sections of, well, this type of healing, that type of feeling, that type of well-being, like you said, connecting to the earth, physical, mental, emotional stuff. It sounds, I know we're coming out there. We've booked for I think it's the 13th we land, or the 15th of April. It's like, so we've already booked it. Well, I was even thinking this morning, if I got the chance to get out there sooner, we're going to.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Just to open it up a bit more, Tjoni. So, and this book, your book, people can find this and get hold of it, can they? I should imagine.
Yeah, well, it's all digital. I've kept it digital because information changes, especially since the shot, which is why I wrote the book in the first place. Because you know, I had a 15 to 20 year stint of extreme illness, and I needed to do a lot of heavy metal detox. So then, when protocols started coming out to help people get, you know, certain toxins from certain procedures out of their body, I already had a lot of that information, but because technology is changing so much, research is changing, I didn't want to do a print version of the book because the protocols may change as there's more experience. You know, a lot of these things don't even a lot of side effects and you know, things on the body, they might not show up for 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years. And so, you know, so we need to keep it pliable, movable. So all of the information is on the website itself, and then there is a PDF copy of the book available, and it's also on Amazon. And so the website is detoxifyforhealth.com, and the 4 is a number 4, not the word 4.
Right.
So all of the information is there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I put that on our post when I posted yesterday. I put those.
Right, yes.
I was doing your bio on the post, and I was thinking, hang on, which part do I put here? And I just thought, just put it all up and tidy it up as best you can, and just leave it. Doesn't matter.
I know there's too many moving parts. Somewhere there's a link tree with all of the different things, but yeah, we'll get things more succinct.
So it's the benefits of it, isn't it?
Thank you.
It's the benefits of the book and what the information. So brilliant stuff. And then your Spirit of Business readings. So you started doing intuitive reading, Spirit of Business. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
And that was born out of, for sure. So it's actually one thread, but it's a main thread of a central body of work called the Spiral Matrix. And that emerged out of a combination of shamanic work and theta healing and psyche, a lot of different aspects of basically reprogramming the body, but doing it for yourself. As opposed to having somebody else through, you know, with theta healing, I didn't like it so much because you're doing the work for somebody. I prefer to give people tools to do the work themselves. So it's more of a guided process.
Yeah.
And I, similarly to how kinesiology, say, for instance, gives you a quick grid to go straight through and dialogue with the body.
Yeah.
The Spiral Matrix is a grid that I generated to speak to the spirit of a thing, a community, a element, a country. Like, it doesn't matter what field and how big or small it is, you can connect with that field, like that umbrella energy kind of effect, and do the energy work with it. So, you know, they say that everything on the astral level just immediately shifts based on our thoughts. It takes a while for that to then start to inform the physical.
Filter through.
So we're working on those energetic realms. Yeah. And then, so the Spirit of Business is one aspect of that I realized was just so incredibly important. And because so much of my focus is on helping to incubate and support and nourish and grow social enterprises, purpose for profit, like all the businesses that are really coming out of that deep heart space. And so then the focus with Spirit of Business is using that Spiral Matrix grid to work with it, but then we also do other coaching practices with it as well. And so an intuitive reading, so the intuitive reading that we're doing today, this is one aspect of the whole Spirit of Business that we can do. We can also do the Spiral Matrix work on it, and then we can do coaching on it. And that whole field is then Spirit of Business. Yeah.
This is amazing, isn't it?
So that's what we're starting with today.
Yes.
That's fun.
And we're going to get an intuitive reading from the Spirit of Business on the Egypt retreat.
Exactly. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. And then before we get there as well, so the last Spirit of Business that I did online, I decided to just play actually with doing mandalas, because that's another part of this work, is creating.
That's what I was going to bring in the next.
And, right, yeah. And
tell us about your mandalas.
So with these, well, these happen as autonomous, you know, intuitive drawing practice, and they just started happening, you know, a few years ago too. And so they start with something like that, with a piece of pizza, and then so I just draw these with pencil and pen, and then I scan them and put them into the computer to create a whole mandala. And I've been doing a lot of these, so I'll just show you a couple. So,
please do.
So that one is for water.
I love this one.
Yeah, I love it too. This is the first one I did. second one I did, and this is actually about money. And so the essence of money, when you get to the core of it, is so beautiful and pure. And like, it's really almost like the essence of God. It's just pure creativity. It's exquisite.
It reminds me of God.
Sorry, right, yeah. This is one that I did for the ancestors. So yeah, and so then the pencil is done, but then the background, I do that in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And so you'll see some of them have backgrounds and some of them don't. And so the last Spirit of Business I did for the sister of a friend, I don't have a printed version of this, but this is the,
I love this one.
This is the pencil version. So I will send you the PDF version of the completed one, because it came up.
Please
really
do.
beautiful.
Yeah, please do. And just to let everybody know, they're not. No, let's get this correct for everybody. You draw these by hand first, in the pizza shape, as in the cut. Yeah. And then you multiply them, as in put them together.
Exactly. So I just copy the layers and manipulate them.
Yeah.
Just to fit them all together. Yeah.
Absolutely. Stunning stuff. And I know Karina. Hi, Karina. Kremnitz. Thanks for joining us. Sorry about the background noise. I hope it's gone, maybe. So, okay. Then. These mandalas, Tony, beautiful.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to be drawing. So if you're seeing me scribbling during this, then I'm going to be drawing, and so it won't be completely finished. But then I'll finish it, and then later I'll send it to you.
Later.
Yeah.
Yes.
So shall we get started?
Yes, let's do it.
Amazing. All right. So before I tune in, so we've got. Have you got a name yet for the retreat?
No.
Thanks, Karina.
Yes, feedback's coming. Yeah. No.
All right. So can you remind me how many days it is?
It will be. We've got potentially. Yeah, we're potentially 11 days.
11 days. So maybe we call it the 11-day spiritual retreat to Luxor.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. So I'm going to tune in, and as I see things, I will talk. So there might be some periods of 5 to 10 seconds where I'm not saying anything, but I will just, especially at the start when I'm just starting to tune in. And I will just let you know what I see, and then if you've got some questions at the end, then I'll invite you to do that. Okay?
Thank you so much.
And I am going to put my sunglasses on.
Put your shades on.
Into my inner world just while we get started.
Putting the glasses on, does this assist you to move your mind away from distractions or something?
Not so much as just because I'm seeing things visually. It's easier to see without so much light in my eyes. But if I turn my light off, I will be in the dark and you won't see me.
Right. Like when you first came on.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, she's gone into the tomb. I will be like the Wizard of Oz, hiding behind the curtain.
Oh, thank you so much, Tony. This is so interesting.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for coming to play, and don't thank me until it's done. You might not like it.
I'll hold my tongue. The shades suit you, by the way.
Yeah, somebody. I should call it like rock star readings or something like that.
That one. Oh, brilliant.
Okie doke. See you on the other side.
Yes. I'm going to mute a minute.
Okay. All right. So, and just quickly shutting down my thought processes and tuning in to the spirit of our beautiful spiritual retreat in Luxor with the MenorcaConsciousnessGroup. And internally, I'm simply asking for a landscape to present itself. And immediately I am seeing a pathway through, I want to say abyss, but it's not abyss, it's more like two boulders. And so there's light coming from up ahead. So it feels like actually stepping out of the earth or out of a cave. And the ground is like stone, like it's quite flat and smooth, like big sort of stones that are flat. And the air is cool. And the stones are a little bit shiny. So they're not wet, but it's like there's been some mist. It's almost like it's sort of earlier in the day. And sorry, I'm just going to very quickly interrupt because there's a window that's half open and it's creaking. Just one sec.
That's okay.
I don't know if you could hear that, but it was just making quite a lot of noise.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it anyway.
Okay.
It gave me a chance to get my pen and paper out.
Oh, good. It was just distracting my vision. Okay. So in this space, yeah, there's a sense of sort of wonderment about it, and I'm asking for the spirit of this event, the energy of this event to show itself to me. And immediately, I usually see the spirits as something like some kind of animal type creature, usually, sometimes a person. But it's walking towards me and it's almost bird-like. It doesn't look like a bird. It's quite, there's a lot of color. It almost looks like if you had a really bright psychedelic, it's going to be a fun retreat. A bright psychedelic drawn cartoon type bird, but quite sort of big, like its body's sort of quite big. It's kind of quite comical. It's quite comical. Like it's fun. I want to say something like a dodo, but I don't quite know what they look like, but I think it might look something like this.
Oh, okay, yeah, got that.
And as it's walking towards me, it's maybe a little bit less than head height. And so first of all, I'm just going to ask it what the energy blueprint of the retreat is right now. How's it looking right now? It's interesting. It's showing me, it's turning me around. So I'm facing away from the light back into the earth. And there's two paths. And I was thinking that they were two directions to go into the darkness, but they're not. It's actually a loop. And it looks like almost like a little train track, but a small one, like for a coal train or something.
Yeah.
And so it's showing me that like it wants to go trotting in there and bring people into it, into the pitch blackness where they can't see anything, but knowing that the deeper they go, they're always going to come back out. And so I say he, it's a masculine kind of bird. And so he wants to kind of you know, like go waltzing in with joy into the darkness to say, hey, it's not so scary, you know.
Yeah.
Like, come and play.
Yeah.
And now I've got that, I'm going to draw. So that deep dark journey into the pitch black, where the catharsis can happen, but it feels gentle because the air around is sort of quite moist and not cold but cool. It feels like being kind of held, but not in a static way. You know, it's a definite path.
Yeah.
And you're definitely going to create this
movement,
complete kind of space with this joy. And so now I'm going to ask then which bits, like what's its ideal, because sometimes there's some of these bits that can actually be somewhat improved. So I'm just asking that. And straight away it's showing me it's not a cold cut, it's a Big Dipper.
Oh, why am I not surprised with that one? I wouldn't expect anything different.
Oh, that's funny, because there is actually like a carriage on the track that's going through, and I just saw it coming through with these big bright lights. So it's saying like you do need to have the headlights on, actually. Even as you're going into the dark, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just asking for a bit more clarity on what that means practically. So the light is, I'm just hearing the words like what has come before. So, you know, people can feel the tracks, people can know the track and know that they're on the track. So it's not for safety. I'm seeing actually almost like to be able to see the walls. I'm getting an impression of like rock art, or maybe it's to do with the hieroglyphs, or, you know,
yeah.
And so that's what the headlights are for. So there's something about really utilizing, so potentially spending quite a bit of time with not just one, but several different areas of glyphs from the past. So perfect place to be doing it. But to design it in a way that it's creating a full loop.
Yeah. I get this.
Yeah.
I get this.
Yeah, I'm getting a chill from that. So yeah, it's about mapping it out in the right way, in the right order. Yeah. And straight away I just got Hatshepsut. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You know about the importance of her, right?
Oh, vaguely, not deeply.
So Hatshepsut has a beautiful temple here,
Yeah.
And you know, most people up in the Valley of Kings, it's tombs.
Yeah.
Because the west side, where the sun goes down, is the tombs, because that's where people go to rest, to die. Whereas the east, you have more of the actual temples because that's where the sun comes up. But she has her temple right in amongst all the tombs, up on in the Thebes mountains. And so hers is the only temple. And do you know what it looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, you've got the huge staircase going up and up and up to the temple, right?
Yeah.
And so that's all most of the photographs see. What you don't see is when you turn around and look back out, it is just this huge vista.
Right.
You can see right out across the fields and across the Nile and to the mountains on the other side. It is magnificent, and it's my favorite temple. But also, she apparently was the bringer or the restorer of sacred commerce, which collapsed with the fall of Atlantis. And so because of that, she was granted basically, or what's the word I'm looking for? She was credited with restoring peace through commerce. And so her temple is just here. And so during her reign, all of these different paths of commerce started to open up between surrounding countries and surrounding areas. And then her predecessor, I can't remember his name, during his reign, he then ended all of that. But then his predecessor, if that's the right word, then restored her vision, and that carried right through to the 1300s when the Knights Templar took up that thread, maintained that thread, and brought through sacred commerce in that way, and through the financial institutions that unfortunately have become mainly corrupted. But the initial intent of them was pure. And so she is 1.5 kilometers that way. Yeah.
This is so. What do you say to this?
Yeah, and this is another fascinating piece. So you know the King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, right? So you had the 12. Well, during Hatshepsut's time, she had the merchant priesthood. Hatshepsut, the spelling is HATCHEPSUT. And the locals call it hot chicken soup.
Classic.
Hatshepsut. And I believe also she was heavily into like herbs and things as well. And as far as I know, she was quite medicinally minded too.
Yeah.
But they had the merchant priesthood.
Okay.
And the merchant priests, again, I believe it was 12. Their role was to go to the areas of commerce, to the bazaars and the marketplaces, and energetically settle any misconduct to keep the energy of the commerce pure. And they had the merchant priestesses. Great, thanks, Eva. She just put it in the chat. They had the merchant priestesses, and their role, and they might be the lover or the sibling or the aunt, like it didn't matter what the relationship was to their priest, but they would be working in the etheric realms to energetically support the priests. Yeah. And what I didn't know is that during the time of the Knights of the Round Table, there were the ladies of the round, and they had the same role. So we have this long thread that's energetically running through, which is really the marriage of commerce and deep spirituality. And by the way, people might be interested, and Karina, a book that goes through this is called Sacred Commerce. It's written by Ayman Saman, I think is his surname, and his wife, Rowan Gabriel. So Sacred Commerce, it's a very good book. Okay, So on that, I'll see what else our little weird bird friend has to say. For some reason, just straight away, it said, do not go to the temples at night. I don't know why. And even not towards the end of the day when the sun is going down. To spend more time when the sun is coming up for those temple visits.
Interesting.
Seven guests or 7 rooms. And for some reason, it's saying that the ideal number of participants is 7. 7 guests, not including you and Eva. Yeah. So if you were to double that and have 14, then that would be okay. But it's saying to, especially during group work here, to keep it in groups of 7.
Interesting, that, isn't it?
Yeah. The 7 is coming up a lot, and it's coming up a lot here.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, potentially, that you might actually have 7 men and 7 women. Yeah.
That would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
Yeah. It for some reason, it's feeling like the work for the men and the work for the women is slightly different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I can see
and
this.
I'm getting big chills when I'm saying that. So I don't know what that means yet. But, okay. I keep drawing. Okay, so I'm just asking how else it can be improved. I'm asking it to show me. Yeah, so what I see is that you're starting at this, at what looks like this organic, like boulders, and it's quite dark and comfortable, looking out into, I guess, like a forest or something.
Yeah.
And then turning around and going into this loop, into this journey.
Yeah.
But then when coming out again, then when I turn back to the forest and look up, then it's not boulders, it's actually a huge, brilliant white crystalline space that reminds me a bit of Superman. You remember the old Superman movie with Christopher Reeve?
Yeah.
And it was just all white crystal.
Chris, I remember that. Clearly, I remember that.
So there's something in that, like the Christos, the crystal, the crystallization. It's, okay. So as I'm seeing it, it's like the crude rocks, the crude boulders that are perfectly comfortable and lovely and beautiful, but the process of doing this journey is almost like dissolving them, just like, you know, when you dissolve salt or like any minerals into, and you dissolve it into water.
Yeah.
And then it regrows. And then when you take that crystal, get rid of the water, put the crystal in fresh water, dissolve it, let it regrow. Every time you do that, the crystal gets bigger and bigger. Did you ever do that?
No.
My brother and I used to do it because our dad was a chemist.
Right.
And so the purer it is, the bigger the crystal.
Yeah.
And so it's just showing that this process is a process of basic alchemization, but purification.
Yeah.
And it's turning that crude rock, that humus, that earth into crystals, this huge big crystal room. So that's the process. Hi, Henry, yes, fellow Aussie.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by this.
Right, yeah.
Hi, Cameron.
G'day, mate.
Have you met? Do you know of Cameron, Tony?
No. That's just Aussie for hello.
Do you know? I'm so pleased you've jumped on and you both met, got the chance to meet. Thanks for joining us.
So, right. So yeah, the crystallization process. So I'll see if there's anything else it wants to show me. It's holding something out to me. And I can't quite make it out, but I'm not supposed to. But what I'm feeling is that it is something that people will be creating physically during the journey. And it's like the physical representation of taking something crude and turning it into something beautiful. And so I'm getting the sense of either like stone or clay or something like that, where they're making, like, it came to me as this sort of soft orange rock type thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that people are going to make orange rocks. What I do feel that it is potentially to be, I feel like working with clay to create a medallion or a something, and then polishing it, and as information comes through and clarity comes through, to be etching away at it.
It could be interesting, this.
Yeah.
I'm going to make note of that. I'm going to make a specific note of this one.
Yeah. And actually probably not clay, because if that's the case, they'd need to get it fired, and you can't really do that process in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
But certainly something like maybe limestone, or there's another local rock that's softer than limestone, or there's not a lot of wood around, but something to work with.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I can look further into that. Actually, maybe even I'm not sure what palm wood would be like. It might be too soft.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
there might be,
I will research it.
Yeah, I think some of the retreaters, some of the attendees will probably enjoy doing something like that for a session. Actually.
Yeah.
Towards the
end. And it's, well, what I'm feeling though is that they start at the start. And so as they progress, they're just working on it a bit every day, right? Refining it.
Yeah.
And so the start might be just having an initial shape, and then starting to sand it back, and then smooth it, and then feeling into like a shape or a sigil or something like that.
I get what you're saying. Let it almost. Yeah,
it can be a reflection of the refinement that's happening inside.
That's right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Amazing. Froze. Have I froze or Tony froze? Tony, you froze. Hopefully she'll be able to. Oh. You're still frozen, Tony. Has it kicked her off? She's still there. Ah, right. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Tony seems to have froze. So, Tony was just doing a reading on the event, Egypt event, for those who have just joined us. Got an amazing event coming up in April to Egypt, where we'll be channeling, literally channeling it. It'll be based on channeling and trance. We'll be starting off in Cairo, meeting up in Cairo. That will be the start of the gathering. And it's literally to channel light of celestial beings. So we'll have the introduction in Cairo, first session in Cairo, visit the pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx, etc. Stay overnight, Convergence with Cosmic Light. That is the title of it. Okay, it seems like Tony may be back now. Let's see.
Hi, sorry, we just had another blackout.
That was interesting. I thought, okay. Yeah, sorry, I need to cough. So I was just filling the void.
Oh, thank you.
Ah, brilliant.
So, right, so working with a medallion, yeah.
Yes, and then it leads us to the medallion.
Yeah, the medallion talisman that gets refined is the same way as we do. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it could be, Tony.
From
the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be inspired to begin the mandala from the very beginning. Maybe.
Yeah, mandala or talisman. Because
it's only because I had the thought of a mandala. Maybe the talisman, then they can. Yeah, I think we'll go with it and see what ripens. It'll show itself, won't it?
Yeah, I think
so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's something really personal that they can then, keep on their body.
That's right.
Would be really beautiful.
Yeah.
So and I know lots of local artists that would be able to help with something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. I just want to quickly mention Cameron. You guys must be educated in a certain way. Cameron's brilliant wordsmith.
Oh, nice.
I've got to confess, I don't want to embarrass him. I absolutely love reading what he writes.
Brilliant.
He's got such an amazing use of language.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think you two guys would connect us. Quite
awesome. Cool. A fellow author. Amazing.
Anyway, so we're going to grab him one day and get him on MCG to have a chat if he's up for it.
Okay, that sounds fabulous. I'd love to see that. So have you got any questions at this point, or do you want me to just see what's coming through?
I would see what's coming through.
Okay, cool.
If that's okay.
Absolutely. Perfect. Yeah. It's really weird. The dodo's taken me on a little bit of a journey.
Yeah, go with it.
I turned around like with the journey behind me, looking at this crystal place, and then all of a sudden it's turned into like a wormhole, and it's just taken me somewhere. So I'm just going to follow it and see what it wants to show me. I feel like it then wants to like plonk me like straight back into my body. I feel like that's what it wants to do.
Okay.
This is like being in somebody else's dream. It's so weird. This world is weird. Okay, no, it's actually just dumped me straight in a massive big just empty black space, and it's telling me part of this whole process of refinement and purifying is to then be able to come back to that dark space, that it's different. Okay, it's vastly different.
Yeah.
When I was in the dark space before,
Yeah.
with the boulders, the dark space had its own form. It was definitely rock, and I was within this constructed space. After this whole process, and then it dumped me, it felt like being in outer space, except not space, just full potential, like soup.
Yeah.
And not darkness, just all of the colors. So it's a dense black.
Got you.
This is actually how the spirit of money eventually showed itself to me. That the spirit of money, like, it came through a whole long story. I won't go through it all, but basically into a gold eagle. And eventually the gold just shattered off it and fell down. And it was this dense, colorful black. And so the alignment with that pure essence of money, similarly to the alignment with that pure essence of God, is to be able to tune into that absolute pure potential that is holding us in this beautiful buoyancy. It's almost like structured water that has that gel-like kind of quality.
Yeah. And
being able to, from there, just command and direct the world around us to, in alignment with the highest good, of course. But so that's that whole process. It's coming into that space of pure creativity and manifestation. I don't like the word manifestation, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Bringing it into being.
So, yeah. And so that space is without definition, without structure, but being purely held. So that's what the passage is. Yeah. And going from a path that you can see that is already in structure, that's lovely, but then going to a space where there is no path because you're just in the middle of it. So there's nowhere to go. And from there, you can just direct the universe to do whatever it is that your beautiful heart commands.
You've just perfectly described, I don't want to say intention, I don't want to say process, but the structure. The whatever we call it, the retreat, the gathering, is exactly that last part. And the process is to get to that from the beginning, is to get to that point where everything is without control, and yet there's a pinnacle and point of control in its purest form for the greater good. That's the thing. So, and I'm intentionally leaving, intentionally, I have to. Everything's got to be without structure until that merging has taken place with that light. So it's funny how you've described the process and the kind of energy, the sensitivity, atmospherics from an energy connected to the very beginning, the loop, a different type of darkness, etc., gathering certain things, and then getting to the point where the channeling, the openness, the space is then created. And at that point, almost been without any process. There's a word I want to use, but I can't use it at the minute. I know which one it is, but you can't use that one word. But you've just described it. Once we get into that space, and through the sessions, the constant sessions, because once we get into Luxor, there's likely just going to be 5 solid days, session after session after session, concentrated in that channeling aspect, merging and opening that space so we can merge with those beings of light. And then we're not controlling. There'll be a unified energy at that point. And then if whatever direction is presented, then so be it. So the way you've just described that last bit, Tony, definitely 100%. I mean, there's no intention, but there is an intention. So it's like everything, it's not one of these, we won't be doing this structured retreat as such, and yet it'll be, and I've probably got to say this because we're public now, once it goes live, people watch it, but there'll be a disciplined mindset without it being imposing and disrespectful, if that makes sense. So, and it's like, okay, everybody's going to go with that certain intention, and yet when it happens, it's like, okay, the vastness of the open space, what you've just described, like, and then organically it will do what it's doing. That's kind of so much.
Yeah. So it feels like really creating the container, creating the safe container that holds people for their own journey.
Yeah. It'll be, create the build up to get the right correct instructions, correct guidance and inspiration, create the container, gather whatever information they wishes to have, create that container, that space, generate the energy collectively, and then from that merge with cosmic beings, and then at that point take the guidance and any instructions, the transmission, it'll be down to the transmissions at that point, whatever comes through.
Beautiful.
Literally, what I can say, and I'm really putting my head on the line here, but I'll say this: it appears to be a merging through the ether, through the etheric, through it, not just into it, but connecting with it and then moving through it in order to bring that light, to give those beings that space to bring light and anchor it onto the planet. If that makes sense. So it's almost like we're talking about being a assistant in creation of existence in the world. Just playing that role. Everybody's playing a role, aren't they? That will be our role. So, and it'll all be done through. The most important thing will be to empty the space within the sitters, the attendees, and creating the correct conditions, emptying the mind as best as is possible for each individual attendee or sitter. So creating an open channel, basically, so then those star beings, cosmic beings, etc., can come in and do what needs to be done. Sorry, I've just my phone. Just got it.
All right, I'll see what else might be coming through as well while we're just sitting with that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I also feel like, part of the process of being in that space of the infinite blackness is that it is everything, and it's getting to the place where you don't need anything to come through because you're it anyway. That's the place of like ultimate connection and the holographic universe and the micro and the macro, and
of course,
that we are all star beings. Like, we're made up of stardust, right? We have all of those memories in our own bodies. So I feel like that's quite an individual journey as well, of exactly who needs to connect with which bits. And in my personal experience, I almost feel like the various beings are there to inspire us to connect with those bits within ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think, to me personally, I think that's quite an individual process. I feel the most important bit, especially here in Egypt, is knowing how to maintain your energy, because there's a lot of driftwood around, let's say.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's a really important, energetically, that's a really important bit.
Yeah, I think I agree, Tjoni. The individual aspect is clearly going to happen anyway, through the tempering, through the alchemizing of the energies within, the healing, the release, whatever takes place on that for each individual.
Yeah.
And then that aspect of a collective energy building up in the main sessions.
Yeah.
And the presence, yeah. So it'll be like there'll be an expansion of consciousness taking place individually. That will, I should imagine, turn into a collective energy, and then in the presence of spiritual beings, spiritual guides, etc. I should imagine there'll be a certain inspiration step forward. That's the thing, and at that point, it'll be okay. No control. It's just going to be what it's going to be as far as the light is concerned. I mean, it's all about light, isn't it? So that's the main thing. In that unified factor between the worlds and dimensions in that moment. So, yeah, I think it's holistic. You said the word at the beginning. It's going to be that whole holistic aspect, I think. It's not just a tour coming around looking through, the temples of Egypt. There's that ultimate purpose.
The temples are alive. I mean, they're not as alive as they were thousands of years ago, but they still are very much alive and conscious.
Yeah.
And they all have their own agendas too.
Yeah.
And so, to be able to connect him with that, I think is really important. Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to ask? I'm just aware that the power's out, which means I'm on my phone data, and I don't know how long it's going to last, and I don't know how long my computer battery's going to last.
So yeah, right, okay.
I don't want to miss out on anything.
Right. No, that's it. It's that Tjoni, that was amazing. That was like the journey representative of it. So.
All right. I'm just going to quickly just check in and see if there's any last things that wants to show us before we move out.
Yeah.
I'm actually just asking it if there's any kind of symbol that would be useful to kind of represent it. And it's showing me something like a cross with a circle, kind of like on a camera, to show you what you're looking at that point of focus.
Got you.
And there's something around directions and the circle of unity as well. So it's being able to pinpoint while being aware of the whole. That's the macro and the micro coming back into play. So it was just showing me that.
That's interesting.
And I'm asking it, is there anything else it needs to show me? And it just sort of turned around and started walking off. We're back in like the initial cave, and it's just kind of walking off, and it's got bright blue soles of its feet.
The dodo bird.
The dodo bird. It's just going back out into the sun. It's just saying, Just saying, make sure to balance everything with, like, you know, making sure that there's time out in the sun, out in nature, bare feet on the earth, just to maintain that balance, you know.
Got to be. Got to be. Wow. Okay then.
Yeah. Interesting.
What a journey. This one's interesting. If it wasn't interesting, I won't be bothered with it. I won't be doing it.
Yeah. No, it's going to be very cool. So yeah, thanks for coming to play.
With the dodo.
With the dodo. Yeah. So I don't have enough down on paper yet to be able to show you, but there's enough of an energy kind of snapshot there. And so I'll keep working on it.
Keep going.
I'll aim to have it out by the time you do like a proper post of the recording of this, and then you can add it on there. Yeah, that would be cool. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming to hang out.
Yes, and I'm sure I know it's early in well, not it isn't now in England, but dualistic world. Karina, dualistic world. Yeah, it's about to go into the singularity.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, you're going to start.
Sorry. Just to put a spanner in the works.
Yeah, interesting talk, guys. Really enjoyed it, Cameron. Cameron, thanks for joining us. Join us again, Cameron. We get some at the macro and micro.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to be careful. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Tjoni. Go on.
Just very briefly, just on the dualism. Should I tell you about the snake's tongue that I saw?
No.
Okay, so I always thought for the last few years that our various strands of potential and timelines were like separating just to get into whatever paths we were supposed to get through while we evolve, and then eventually they would, like, all of the threads of the rope eventually bind themselves back together, right? I always thought that was going to be the case, but then I had a vision of a snake's tongue, and then of two train tracks with glass trains going further and further away from each other. And I was told that at the moment, because of the laws of free will, that the two opposing forces of the happy slaves and the freedom fighters are so split now that at least at this time it's not possible for them to come together without conflicting and overriding each other's free will. So, you know, I don't think I thought it might happen in the next few years, but it might not happen for quite a long time. So I feel like we will be actually living in quite separate worlds for some time. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. I think we'll find out before 2030.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Polarization.
I think polarization. I think we're definitely going to be seeing, well, a unified energy of some nature. What that will eventually reflect as is still open. I think it's still on the table.
Yeah.
That's
and it's probably going to depend on the individual and how it reflects on them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the fragmentation is still taking place. We see that.
Yeah.
It's like broad spread now. And yet, we're not, I was going to say, we can't open this one up.
That'll be another 3 hours next time.
Yeah, I was going to say, you will, Tjoni.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay then.
Fun. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Again.
Yes.
See you next time.
I'm sure a lot of people will end up watching this throughout the day and the night and tomorrow. Thank you, Tjoni, for this beautiful time. Huge topic. It is a huge topic, Karina.
And our electricity just came on again. Alhamdulillah.
There you go.
Awesome.
Have you got anything you'd like to share? Any final aspects?
Just any final aspects. I guess just in general. So this is the spirit of business work, and this is what I'm just absolutely loving the adventure of so much. I'm doing a lot of this work with people here in Luxor, but doing a lot online as well. And it's such a joyful thing. So if it's something that you're interested in working with, I'm mainly focusing on business because I feel like it's important, but it just naturally goes into the deep depths of so many layers of us. You know, the business is just simply the outer reflection of how all the parts are moving. So so feel free to get in touch, and super excited to meeting some of you when you all come to Luxor for the beautiful retreat, the keyhole retreat.
That one. Did you say the keyhole retreat?
Yeah.
That might be the one.
Maybe.
Amazing. Thank you, Tjoni. So if anybody does want to get, if anybody wants to connect and get in touch with Tjoni, we've got the information up online. Please do so. I think you'll find it absolutely fascinating and amazing. And there's some. I love what you're doing, Tjoni. I just love it.
Thank you. Thank you
so much. If anybody who's watching got any interest whatsoever on coming and joining us and attending the retreat, gathering, etc. in April in Egypt, please get in touch with us. We'll be able to get some of the details here. Other than that, thank you to Ava for working behind the scenes, making sure we both stay on as best as we can. And lots of love to everybody, and to everybody in Egypt, Tjoni.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you, Cameron. He just went to check out the website. I need to go back to Scalar and
once it's not on your
pay for
it.
It'll be back up in an hour.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys, he's brilliant. Cameron, I've got a lot of respect for Cameron. A lot of respect.
Awesome.
So,
well, you have to send me your details on Instagram or one of the things so that I can see your work as well. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. Lots of love, everybody. Tjoni, lots of blessings. We'll speak very soon then.
And to you. And yes, thanks, Karina. Yes, Insta as well. Tjoni J. I think it was on the details that Ava put up before. Yeah, there you go. In Tjoni.j is Instagram, and Tjoni J without the dot for Telegram. Yeah.
There's that many. I don't keep up.
There's too many things.
There is so many. Thank you. Lovely, Karina. Thank you for joining us, and Cameron.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you all very soon then.
All right. Beautiful.
We really
Thanks,
appreciate
everyone.
it.
Lots of love.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.